everyone. Please tell me if I'm live. Please tell me if you can see me. Happy birthday to you. I remember it's the day. Hello, hello. I'm still waiting. Hoping that I'm here. I'm live. Thank you, Tish. Thank you. Happy birthday, Sue. Happy birthday, and thank you so much for the lovely message the other day. Wish I had more time to reply to each and everyone, and thank each and everyone for the kind messages, for the kind wishes of safe journey, and trying to reassure me that everything is going to be fine. So I logged in. I joined this. They opened the tour just 5 minutes before, and I saw the chat was absolutely crazy, and it kind of dawned on me that I'm kind of I'm not in the Netherlands anymore, and the next few months are going to be very challenging. But I see you, I see the chat, and this is like homecoming. So basically I would say that my home now is somewhere virtually, which is a bit scary, I should tell you, and but it's also sweet because basically I can take my home with me anywhere I go. And it's like in Hemingway, there's a holiday that is always with you, right? There is this special feeling that you always carry with you, and you can carry this home, so to speak, with you, all your homies. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. I look very red. I'm not sure what's really happening. I'm not really blushing. I think this is the cold, because where I am, and you might have figured out already where I am, this is actually -1 Celsius, and I haven't experienced that in a while, actually, minus temperatures. Even in Amsterdam, it was relatively warm, apart from a few days. But now that we're leaving, I know that Catherine told me they had some snow. We see some snowfall in the morning. Thank you everyone. I know that Catherine is there. Michaela, your parcel just arrived, I assume yesterday, and Catherine told me about it. Well, she only saw it today, but I'm sure we'll get it sorted, and I'll definitely receive it somehow. Thank you so much. Minus now. Well, it's so weird, Catherine, not really having you an Oscar anywhere around, because like when I just grabbed the gimbal, and I was like, okay, where is she? She's not here. No, I'm not in Estonia. Any more ideas? I'm not really that far. I don't think I could actually travel to Estonia in this really couple of hours. No. I assume it's pretty much everywhere now in this part of Europe, the same kind of weather. I assume maybe this will be a bit helpful. Will it? I don't know. It might. It should. It could. Also thanks to tours that Stefan has done. No, it's not London, it's not Poland, it's not Germany, it's not Estonia. And we get a couple dozen more countries of the European Union, because I am still in the EU. And I'll be only leaving the EU tomorrow evening. Not Paris, but somewhat a little bit similar, I would say. Well, okay, so I would like to switch the camera. I don't really much like suspense and surprises anymore. Oh, I wish Budapest and Prague. I really want to see these cities. I actually want to see all these countries that you've just mentioned. But I am in Brussels. I'm in Belgium. Yeah, well, from this side, well, actually there you can see the flags. I'm in the Royal Square, the Palace Square, and yeah, so basically, yeah, Belgium, exactly. I'm in Brussels, not in Helsinki. That would have been great though, because Helsinki would mean that I would be very close to home, but well, not at the moment. Not now. So yeah, basically it was not really a plan. So the next country where we are heading to, that hopefully will become our home at least for the next months. I really don't want even to plan anything. I can't plan anything at all. I don't know, but so it just turned out to be cheaper to fly from Brussels rather than from Amsterdam. Sorry for all the noise. So that's why now, see, I don't want to go to Turkey. I might, but at the moment I don't want to go there. So that's why we're here, and we'll stay here for one night. We'll be able to see some friends. Well, not really my friends, I would say. I need to somehow do this. I'm not sure how though. I want to take you a little bit close. Oh yeah, I know how. Okay, so I'm gonna need to wait for the green light to take you closer to that monument, because obviously I've chosen this location for a reason, and I'm not a tour guide to Belgium. I'm not a tour guide to Brussels, and I'm sure Stefan has done so many great tours, which some of them I have seen, but well, I've chosen this for a reason. Well, we're here in the royal, the royal palace, royal square of Brussels. But this is not actually a monument to Leopold I, to Leopold II, like the first Belgian kings, right after they finally separated from the Netherlands and from William I. William. Well, so this is a very interesting character and very important for me, Godfried de Bouillon. And for those of you who watched any of my tours of in Jerusalem, then you might remember this name, because I mentioned Godfried de Bouillon in connection with the Crusades. Because enjoy the French fries, beer and chocolate and waffles, right? Exactly, and waffles. Yeah. So it's written here that Godfried de Bouillon, premier roi de Jerusalem. My French is horrible, it's non-existent actually, so I am very, very sorry. And it says also here that he was born in the area of Brabant, which is the territory of modern day Belgium, and he died in Palestine in year 1100. And just a year before that, the very, very first crusade actually reached the Holy Land and conquered Jerusalem. To me, as a sometime guide to the Holy Land, this character is very important, because thanks to these crusades, well, we have the beautiful churches in Jerusalem, and obviously he died just the next year. So the crusades managed to conquer Jerusalem very quickly in less than 1 year. So they ousted so to speak the infidels. So they ousted the Muslims, and they returned the control of the Christian holy sites. They couldn't care less about the Jewish population there that had always been there. They couldn't care less about the Muslim population, and also the Muslim holy sites that had been there for 2 centuries, starting from really late 600s, Common Era. They couldn't care less. And of course, he died in Palestine. By Palestine, I mean the region. There was no country called Palestine. But I'm just saying that because I have to say that. Anyway, so he died just the next year, and he could have lived longer, but the life conditions, the challenges were way too hard on him. But he's remembered as the one who returned the most holy site of Christianity, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and basically this, and also several more sites where Jesus performed his miracles. He managed to return them to the church, to the Catholic Church, and because of that also many other things changed, and many other things would matter in the many centuries to come. And I'm saying that not because it's a history lesson, not because it's it's just a tour and I want to seem as if I am a tour guide to Brussels. No, it's not that. That's because here in this really tiny square, and also over there, I just happened to find so many connections with the Holy Land, with St. Petersburg, with the Netherlands, of course. And I should tell you that actually for me now, I would say that Amsterdam sort of feels a little bit like home. I know that there's always someone who'll be happy to see me there. Not in the next 90 days though. I know, Catherine, I know that. Not like really I want to have any problems myself. I don't want that. So that's definitely not the case in the next 90 days, but I will be coming. And with this tour here, okay, I'll show my face. With this tour here, hi everyone, hi Leslie, hi for everyone who's joining now. And yes to the waffles, yes, exactly, yes to the waffles, yes to Godfrey de Bouillon, the first King of Jerusalem, and yes to, chocolate, fries, and there's one more. Thank you, Catherine, thank you so much. Also, I should tell that I have a little bit of a blush and the red eyes because I only slept like 4 or 5 hours maximum, and I did a little bit of crying as well. So yeah, there's just a little bit that as well. Okay, now I'm crossing this not very busy but central square because I want to take you somewhere else. Yeah, Fritz Fabricia, absolutely. So basically with this tour, with this impromptu live stream as I put it, I wanted to show you how many interesting connections can be made in a place that really thousands of miles away from where I actually am, and from where I'm from and from where I used to be. And as I'm on my way to the next location, I wanted to share with you something. Oh, and I like that. I kind of like this. No, I don't like this bed. This bed doesn't have a head. Oh, hope Oscar is not really seeing this. Oh my goodness, I hope he's not. Okay, so one piece of the news to share before I reach the next spot. On the 2nd of January, I actually managed to pass my exam, because most of you know that for the past year, I've been studying for my license, for my guiding license in Israel. And the exam just took about 5.5 hours, which I did this exam in the office. I was allowed to do this exam online. It was the internal exam in my guiding school. So, but without this exam, if I did not take it, if I hadn't taken it, if I hadn't passed it, I wouldn't have been able to do the exam at the Ministry of Tourism. So that's why. Hi Sharon, hi dear, thank you so much. So if it's a safety situation, if the security in Israel is better, I might even fly myself and try to do this exam. And obviously, I'm not giving up on Israel. It's not like I've really been preparing for my exam because of so many things to do, because I had to work and I wanted to work and I wanted to learn about Amsterdam. So that's why it was a bit difficult, but I passed. It's good, and I'm so grateful to my teacher Ben, who allowed me to do this online, because he knew how hard I tried and how horrible it is to understand that all your efforts might actually not really go down the drain. I'm not gonna let it happen, and all the knowledge that I have got is here. But yes, Sharon, I'm in Brussels. Yes, I'm here just for one night only, and so we'll see how it goes. And I miss Israel very much. But as I shared on the get together with my supporters a couple of weeks ago, it's just like when your child is in danger, all your priorities kind of change. Nothing really exists but the safety of your child, and that's why I'm not giving up on my dream, but definitely something else has a much bigger priority and importance for me. Toda rabah. Well, yeah, Mazel Tov. Anyway, so it's not really just a tour about me. So there is one more connection that I really want to point out, and it also means a lot to me. So yes, it's going to be a very personal talk, but anyway. So, and I really don't want to see my blushing cheeks anymore. So okay, well, I want you to see this. For those of you who watched my tours in St. Petersburg and of St. Petersburg, you know how I love architecture and how much and how long I can talk about architecture. Not that I'm an architect, not that I'm a specialist, but you know that I'm a huge fan of Art Nouveau. And many of you know that Belgium happens to be the birthplace of Art Nouveau. Just like that. Well, look at this building. This is the music shop, the English music shop. It's part of the Museum of Musical Instruments. Unfortunately, it's maybe, I don't know for sure, but it looks like on Monday, maybe because it's kind of this type of Monday, but the museums are closed, at least here in this area. They are closed, so I couldn't go inside, because obviously when it gets to Art Nouveau, it's not like you have I would say in some other architectural styles, you have the beautiful facade, but then the inside could be very different or not as gorgeous, depending on what building you're talking about. But this is different. Art Nouveau is beautiful, ornate, from inside out. That's what I find absolutely fascinating about Art Nouveau. And it just happens to be that two artists and architects, Victor Horta and also Henry van de Velde, just designed in the second half of the 19th century these, not particularly this one, but just in general, this interesting ornaments. Let's walk around a little bit and you'll see that the absolutely asymmetrical and absolutely smooth lines. And I mentioned it many times, but I will say it again, that architecture is like a history book. You just need to know how to decode it. But everything is coded here in the facade of this building. So the late 19th century, this is the Industrial Revolution. And there's so much information going on. There's so much going on basically in life, and the human mind needed to reset and needed to unwind. And the idea was to help connect back again with the nature and to bring in more nature back to your life, far from factories and the steaming chimneys of plants and this well, and the steam of the trains. That was the idea, and well, there you go. Not a single sharp angle. Look at this. I'm absolutely in love, and I know there is like a whole quarter of this Art Nouveau buildings, and many of them were built by Horton van der Velden. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. But Art Nouveau is also, so yes, it was a reaction to the rapid changes and to the Industrial Revolution, yes, but it would not really reject it. So it would not really deny the progress completely otherwise, because without the progress, there would have been, I would say, different engineering inventions, new materials, very light and very firm metal structures that could really bend and support some really heavy weights. Of course not. It was only possible in times of Art Nouveau. And look even at these huge windows. Look at this huge glass. Such huge pieces of glass. You could only get them, you could only make them and also frame it only thanks to the results of the Industrial Revolution of the second half of the 19th century. Look at these metal ribs, look at these arched metal constructions. The progress, exactly that. And now I'm waiting for the green light to switch again, and I'll be taking you somewhere else. Thank you. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to take a look at the chat, because I know the chat is really crazy. So for those joining, Ronnie Lynn, I'm not really afraid of the peeing statues. I know there are 3 of them: the pissing boy, the pissing girl, and the pissing dog. I don't know. There is something really about that. I don't know. And I'm intending to finish this tour in a place that also has something to do with peeing. That's true. That's true. So there is something to it. I don't know. It's something really particular. And also, of course, since I'm a tour guide to St. Petersburg, and Hermitage, of course, is the thing. Obviously, I couldn't but study also the Dutch art, the Flemish art, and how different this art was. However, it was basically, let's say, it used to be just one state many years ago, and then, the Belgium, it's only very, very young state. It's only from 1830, and before that, okay, we should probably start. Yeah, okay. We should probably start a bit different. So, imagine the times when the Netherlands had to fight for their independence. Stefan talked a lot about it. I mentioned it also many, many times. That's a different look. So, just from this square, because I won't be really. I will come a little bit to the different side, but I really like the size of the square. The space also feels very, very familiar. And the Netherlands will be fighting for their independence from Habsburgs, from the Spaniards, from the Catholics. And when I mentioned Got Bullion, I mentioned Catholicism, and I mentioned how important the religion would be. So these lands, being under Habsburgs, be it Austrian Habsburgs or be it Spanish Habsburgs, it doesn't matter. It always traditionally was the Catholic country. And after the separation of the lowlands of the Netherlands, it would be completely two different countries. And if you look at the art, you'll see that immediately. because, well, this is exactly when the Dutch artists would be painting the small size, like scenes from life, basically. Whereas just, I don't know, several hundreds of miles away, it would be already huge works by Rubens about the miracles of Jesus, about the life of Jesus, about the passions of Jesus, and all these paintings would take the whole room, would be 2 meters high, 1 meter high, completely different art, well, completely different things, so very, very different countries. And then over here there is someone else to talk about, because in the very beginning of the 1800s, as you know, Napoleon, together with his brother Louis, conquered the Netherlands, and also the same happened with so to speak, Belgium, but it's not right to say that. These lands that would be Belgium, and then up until Napoleon would be defeated in Waterloo. This would be, let's say, one country under Napoleon. And this man, his name is Augustus Daniel Bellard. I hope I pronounced his name right. Belliard is one of the people who, one of the generals, one of the men of war who, he's standing here not because he actually fought in the Napoleon's army, but because he changed his allegiance and switched to another army, to the army that would be fighting for its independence from Napoleon. And that's why he's here. So then eventually the Napoleon would be ousted, would be defeated, and up until 1830, it still wouldn't be the Belgium we know. It still wouldn't be the Belgium we know, but at least it wouldn't be the Napoleon. It would be William the First. And William the First, we know him very well. And I also mentioned him a few days ago when I did a tour in the house of Peter the Great in Zaandam, that William the First would be the one who gave the house of Peter the Great in Zaandam as a present to his daughter-in-law. And this daughter-in-law was Anna Pavlovna, from the Romanov dynasty. And this is how it's all connected for me. I know I have my perspective, and I'm sure this is not the perspective most of the other guides would really point out, but there's something very special for me. Okay, so we are now in the park of the Royal Palace, basically a city park, royal park, whichever you say, and there is the snow here. Thank you, Ashrit. Thank you. You like the museum. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So I know there are too many Williams because, Anna Paulowna married William II, William the First son, and then Stefan would have corrected me saying Willem. But anyway, there were too many Williams, and I'm still humming the song that Catherine taught us when we were on our way to the Het Loo. It's very, very special about the Williams and all the other crown monarchs of the Netherlands. But anyway, so we're here. Not because I like parks. I like parks. And not even because I wanted to see snow, and you kind of see some snow here. And yeah, it's great because I haven't seen snow actually for a long time. But I'm here for another reason. Actually, even though Belgium, which only became Belgium in 1830, so this is when it became fully independent from the Netherlands, and before that from Napoleon. So actually some of the episodes in this sort of young, but actually not very young country history, actually very similar in a way to where I come from. Well, of course, Belgium as a place is very old. The Romans were here, and the Romans named this territory after the people that had been living there, the Belgians, however pronounce them right. And then Brussels is actually the name of an area in the marshes. It actually means something like an area, like a town, a village on the marshes. But of course, it's not about that. It's about some episodes, and it's about the identity of the country also, and it's about the revolutions. So yes, well, my country had revolutions, and well, some people would say it's not really even over, and that's maybe true, but it's about the changes that the people had to endure. And I'm not talking about the current situation, the current politics. I try to not even think about it because it's too depressing, and because of that I am where I am. And if I had a chance to turn back time and to, I don't know, to actually stop the war in Ukraine, I would have done that. And this means I wouldn't have to leave my city. I wouldn't have had to do and to go through everything I've been through. And by the way, so the revolution that started in 1830, well, okay, in Russia it was let's say in 1917, it was hunger. It was people not really knowing what they had been fighting for in the First World War. It was poverty and the horrible work conditions. Yes, this is true. But here in Brussels, the revolution was ignited by an opera. In 1830, there was a premiere of an opera, The Mute Girl from Portia. I hope I pronounced the name right. An Italian opera about a revolution in the Naples. And, well, obviously, after so many wars and conflicts, and just, 15 years ago, there was, this horrible bloodshed in the Waterloo. People were tired. People were not happy. And an opera, just an opera, started the revolution that would eventually give this country what they wanted to. Freedom, independence. And this I find fascinating. Opera. And yeah, well, of course I also came here to watch the sculptures, and I'll show you some. But there is something else that I'm here for, because I said that there are connections with my country. Some of them are pretty subjective. I know I'm being biased and I'm picking places because I pick them. It's true. Well, but there is something else. And by the way, right now we are walking on the main alley, and this is the central axis of the park. So behind my back is the Royal Palace, and in front of us would be the House of Parliament. And exactly here on this axis, I would say you could just actually talk about this, about the revolution, about the changes that happened in this country in the 19th century. Exactly, because there wouldn't have been any parliament had there not been that opera and that revolution. So eventually that revolution parted with William I. Then there was a provisional government, which is very, very familiar to me. Well, Ashraith, I'm only doing one virtual tour in Belgium because I'm leaving tomorrow evening, and I will be leaving the European Union because I have to leave the European Union. So over there is the Parliament. Over there is the Royal Palace. Thank you so much. Thank you, Catherine, for doing all the work with the chat, with reminding of the links for tipping. Thank you. It really means a lot. So you're kind of still here next to me, even though you're not, but you're kind of nearby. And well, and then they just came up with something way more clever than Russia managed to come up with in the after the 1917th. So they came up with constitutional monarchy, well, so to speak. So they had the monarchy, but the monarchy would be controlled by the parliament. So not exactly constitutional at that point, no, but it was at least to control the autocracy of a monarch. And this palace is it's rebuilt from 1830s. There was a big fire, and then so the palace would be rebuilt. But then, so the new king chosen, the King Leopold I, would be a good one. And this park is also meant to praise that time, the early years of Belgian monarchy. And they chose the English style of the park because that's why it looks a little bit wild. This one is actually very nice sculpture, and I hope you've taken some clicks for nice postcards. So actually, this is a fountain. This is the fountain for the children. Look, you could get the water from here. Of course, now it's not working. I'm not sure if it actually works in a warmer time of the year. So, but children could pull the water from this snouts of dogs. I think they're dog, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see more of Belgium virtually with guys that are focused there. Yeah, of course, Ashraith. Exactly. And I know that Stefan has done actually quite a number of tours in Brussels, and I hope there will be more. I managed to see some last year, maybe 2 years ago. Stefan is really versatile and knows a lot about this country. Also, the water will be coming from here, from the Shell. But as I said, I'm not sure if it's actually working. I'm not sure. And I haven't been here before, but I did some reading. And I want to take it somewhere else. Just trust me, go with the flow, so to speak. So as I said, it looks a little bit wild because it's a kind of an English park. I mentioned a lot this kind of difference between regular French parks like Hetlo or the English parks that kind of look like you're in a wilderness, kind of in the forest, and things seem chaotic, but they are not. Actually, everything is really well thought through, and everything is really the work. Is the results of works of gardeners and landscape designers. But it does seem a little bit like a wilderness. This is true. But it gets even more wild when you leave the main alley of the park. And I want to actually share with you something before we go to a wilder place. You know, I like to share old images, and I have one. So basically, not really many things have changed. That's where people from all the time would be walking in this alley of the park, back and forth, enjoying themselves, women coming with kids, people strolling. Thank you, Diane, for the coffees. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you, everyone. I see some coffees coming in already. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Oh, Cindy, you're here. I was worried you would miss this, but I'm not sure what time of the day it is for you. But of course, this video, because it's a very last minute tour, of course it's gonna remain in open access for a long time. I might actually not even close it, because I don't think I will be coming back to Belgium soon. But anyway, but there is something else in this park, and it's taken me a while, to find it. and I saw this place in my dreams. In my dreams, I was thinking, okay, will I be able to find it? And because this is something very special over there. So now it feels like I am not in the heart of the of Brussels. I don't even, it looks very much as a well, very much like the like a forest, actually where I lived in the suburbs of St. Petersburg. And actually seeing this monument over here, it pretty much could be this. Well, imagine there is no Belgian flag over there behind this gentleman over here, and it looks very much like home. It's so special because, you see, guess who this is? I don't think it's going to take long to guess who this person is. Who could this be? No idea. Thank you so much. Well, you're right. This is Peter the Great. In the wilderness, but in the very heart of Brussels. Because, of course, Belgium, which was not Belgium at that time, but anyway, this was one of the places that Peter the Great visited in his travels. Is the connection all right? Because I'm in the wilderness, but I assume it's okay. Just let me know if you can hear me well. I also see that the chat is a little bit glitchy, but this could be just because everyone is mesmerized finding Peter the Great here in the middle of nowhere, in the heart of Brussels. This could be the case anyway. So, but I just hope it works okay. I hope so. So let me know if you see me, not me, but Peter the Great. So Peter the Great, as you know, traveled to Europe twice. I mean, like on big embassies. So there was a great embassy. Yes, he got everywhere address, exactly. So now I see the chat is all right. So yes, this is true. So Peter the Great did visit, these lands. It's not really correct to say it's Belgium, because it's not. So Peter visited Antwerp, Brussels, and the two more cities that are now part of Belgium in 1717. And actually, so it's basically commemorates Peter's visit. And it says here, so Brussels 1717. And when Peter arrived, he started with Antwerp. And in Antwerp, when he came ashore, he was surprised because there were the elites came to greet him in the port. There was music. There was a very pompous welcome, and Peter was furious because he was dressed as a sailor, and he thought he could get away with it for the second time. He thought that he could just pretend he wasn't a Tsar. He could just pretend he wasn't a Tsar, and he could escape. He could really skip that official part because he hated it. Yay! Unbelievable. Yeah, it feels like home. But it's not. But anyway. Yay! It's here. Okay. Let me switch the camera. So, but of course, it was a big deal. So he kind of nearly killed a couple of his servants, a couple of people in his delegation. But anyway, so nobody died. Peter was furious, but then he had to comply. So no wonder that some people in in Brussels, so in the memoirs of one of the people present, members of the delegation actually greeting, Antwerp delegation greeting, welcoming Peter the Great, he actually said only that was already enough to actually establish a monument to Peter the Great. Just that kind of, attitude. But after that, Peter kind of relaxed and he actually went with the flow. And yes, so Peter didn't really like official ceremonies. He just really hated all these formalities. He hated it. He probably even was afraid of them. It just freaked him out, I think. But then there was a party, and he really had a lot of fun. And after that party, he felt it was hot, and he wanted to cool down a little bit, like literally cool down. And they came to this park, and there used to be a fountain here, not anymore, but there used to be a fountain and a little creek, and he actually kind of dipped himself in this fountain. And here, this monument is not in the original place, as well as the bust of Peter. It's not in the original place. It's not. But then, so this as a monument, it was just transferred here long ago, somewhere in the middle of the 20th century. So way before the war in Ukraine. So that has really nothing to do with that. And also, some people say that Peter the Great after that peed in the fountain. So there is definitely something about commemorating peeing in Belgium, in Brussels at least. I don't know. So this was supposed to kind of mark Peter's partying and Peter's relieving himself. But it made him happy. So Peter was happy here, so why not? Whatever. Peter was a human being, even though sometimes he seemed as more of an alien rather than a human being, but that's okay. Just fine. You have to leave the EU fully for 90 days. Yes, Emily, I have. So it's 90 days here, 90 days out. That's basically it. So there is something else here which I kind of find fascinating. I mean, yeah, there is some rubbish here, but also look at this beautiful lady, a sleeping beauty with a book. I have no idea what this is, honestly. But I assume this is when many changes were made in the park. This is also probably the reason is the same. So there were some of the sculptures, some of the things were removed from the park and placed elsewhere. So I assume this place is I'm not sure. But anyway, so I despite all the garbage here, I find it quite magical. And I hope she's warm. I don't think she's really, really warm, but I hope that's okay. And I hope that some homeless people take care of her and at least give her a hug. She must be really, really lonely here. Anyway, bye-bye, Peter the Great. And unfortunately, now Peter is with his back to us. It wasn't supposed to be like this. But anyway, so at least Peter is here. But there's also a monument to Peter the Great in Antwerp. So in Antwerp, Peter... Oh yeah, I kind of didn't mention. I kind of skipped this. So there was of course a party in Antwerp, and then he visited Brussels. And in Brussels, there was of course. So going from many places, to the different workshops, to ports, to laboratories, and then he would be partying during the night. And then so that's when it happened. In Antwerp, though, there is any connection with Peter the Great relieving himself anywhere. Maybe it's just really a Brussels thing. But there is a monument to Peter the Great in the heart of Antwerp as well. there you go. So when I'm there next time, I'll definitely show it to you. But it's there in the heart of the city, Peter the Great. Okay, let me see the chat before I take you for a fun thing to wrap this up and to answer your questions, because I know that you have many questions, like so do I. Many questions. So let me go over the chat before the fun thing begins. Peter the Great was very, very strange. Not just a little strange, like very strange. He was nuts. But this craziness made him exceptional, and well, kind of that's maybe why he had the guts to do what he had done. I think so. And yes, in one of the most recent tours, one of the viewers kind of brought this up again, that he might have had a bipolar disorder, which is very, very likely. Very likely. This is true. So the mood swings, the fits of anger, almost uncontrollable. This could be the case. And he was damaged. But as I said, this combination of all those things, and also some of his personal qualities, maybe only thanks to that, we now have St. Petersburg. And that I'm so much missing it. Interesting. So just next to a beautiful, almost naked girl in a sculpture, and then from the stories of independence and revolutions in Belgium and the royal palaces, we see something else, and I'm so much love it. This is basically the entire alley is full of this interesting cat talks. That's what it says. A group of Belgian artists, about several dozens of these local artists, worked many months to create these huge, beautiful brass cats. Basically, the idea was to give different personalities to cats and to kind of actually reflect on the complex personalities of cats, imagining what kind of human being a cat could be. Well, this is the cat singing in the rain. Of course, you can look it up. It's very interesting. I've actually, I even think that I kind of saw it somewhere on the news. So it was somewhere on my feed, and I think so. So it's a big deal. It's been here for a while now, and I'm not sure whether they're gonna stay or go somewhere. But it's kind of really nice. It's kind of really unusual way of seeing cats. Quel charmeux. Okay, why not? Not too bad. Okay, in Australia the rule is you can reset your 90 days but leave in for one night. Oh, like a visa run. No, this is not the visa run thing. This is different. Yes, this is different. But that's okay. That's okay. We kind of could have tried. I could have tried, and it looks like there might have been some loopholes because the website of the migration office kind of says quite different from what I've been told when I call them. But I kind of also felt with my guts, 90 days would be okay, and then I can always come back. But it's time to find something solid. I need that. It's definitely not going to be the feeling of home. I'm not even thinking of it as a place that would be my permanent home. No, definitely not. It's kind of really this war in Israel kind of really pulled the rug from under my feet, and I'm not sure what to expect. But that's a beautiful thing here. So I'll kind of just I'm really thinking in a short perspective, and I'm kind of okay with it as well. So this is a sort of a small scene. I'm not sure what the word is, but in the garden here I saw some old photographs they used for performances. So this was a small, like, open air theater. You see the benches here, and I find it just very, very beautiful. Thank you so much for the coffees, dear. Thank you. I really like this beautiful stage. Yeah, it's made of from cast iron. No, these are cast. I also thought from afar these sculptures look like hippos, but they're not. No, they're not. Okay, so let's see if I can do that. Okay, so please do me a favor. I love this thing so much. So if you could just take a couple of postcards of me there, that would be just fantastic. I'm alone here. I've taken about 15 selfies with Peter the Great, and I know I must have looked really silly, but now I want at least, like, it's not really me, because, you know, the timer, the 10 seconds will never be enough for me to go upstairs, because the steps look really tricky, so I'm gonna need your help. I'm going. Thank you. And it's really cold. Okay, so let's get back to the cats. I'll go back to the chat to make sure I answered some basic questions at least. So the thing is that, so now I'm from one night, I'm in Belgium, and then we're leaving to the place that we'll be staying for some months, and then we'll see what happens. As I said, for those who joined, oh, like that one, by the way, the cat. I passed my internal exam, well, my guided exam in Israel, and now I'm allowed to try my luck with the government exam with the Ministry of Tourism. We'll see how it works. I might be able to go to Israel to actually try to pass the exam. Oh, this is so kind of the mouse to help. Tutu, Gomine, Tutu and Jack. Okay. I don't speak French, but that's kind of clear. I like these ones as well. The seesaw. I like the seesaw with the cat and the mouse. Oh, that's lovely. Just lovely. Yeah, do educate a little bit about it. Should be fun. Yeah, I'm not sure it's fun for the mouse though. But the cat is really enjoying himself. I think it's a he, but I'm not sure. That's kind of interesting. That's a mega cat and a mini. Payback time. It says payback time. Okay. Just this once a car gets run over by a cat. Interesting. Quite poignant though. Okay, so now I'm looking through the chat. Yes, I believe that I'll be able to go back to St. Petersburg at some point, and I'll be more than welcome when it's possible to see you there virtually on person, thanks to all the pre-recorded tours that I've been doing, and I will carry on with that. I haven't lost my qualification as a tour guide to St. Petersburg. Well, I just cannot. So I'm not letting myself do that. And I'm not giving up on tours about Israel as well. I have so much content, and I need to finally actually get down to hitting the books, because I haven't really done much because I've been studying so much for, tours in the Netherlands. But it's going to be more starting because I'll be starting to give tours in my new location as well. Okay, so this one is, I'm not sure, l'autre disco ball. Oh, okay, so another kind of disco ball. I'm not sure where is disco ball though. I'm not sure. Okay, so this is the palette, I think. This is Cat is the artist, and it's been more like really painting rather than exercising in the gym. I think that's the thing, but I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going over the chat. Yeah, I see. You're very right. So you all guessed this was Peter the Great. You all guessed it. I'm so happy that you messaged me. What happened? I hope everything is fine. I will definitely. I will. I'm on the bandstand. Oh, you messaged me the photos. Thank you so much. Thank you. The more the merrier. That was a bit tricky. So one step was actually broken, so I had to kind of to make sure I don't fall on camera. Yeah, I'm happy that you enjoyed the stage. And the kind of really nice cherry on top for this very impromptu tour. So again, I am not a tour guide to Brussels, but I'm just a wanderer, and it's not my fault I have so many connections here as well. Not my fault, right? Okay, so this is it. Thank you so much for joining. Again, this video is going to stay on YouTube, and you can catch up with it. You can watch it again if you want to see more cats, or you want to know more about the cats. I'm sure there's a lot of information online. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Catherine and Oscar, for helping me with the chat, with all the updates. And I'm surprised that the crowdfunder is still on, but thank you so much for that as well. And well, I'm sending all my love to Stefan, to all these fantastic guides of Amsterdam experiences that have given me support, shared their knowledge with me, even though they didn't have to do that, but they did. And I really enjoyed my stay there. And only thanks to support of my audience, I've been able to have almost 3 months of the quiet. And my son as well, my husband as well. Thank you for this. I'm touched. I still cannot believe what's happening in my life. I still cannot believe this. Thank you. I miss you, Catherine. I miss you, Stefan. And Oscar. But I'll be back. So that's okay. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you so much for following me. Thank you for not giving up on me, and I'll see you very soon in my new location. So I will be scheduling more tours of the Yusupov Palace, of the city tour of St. Petersburg, but because it's going to be a change in the time zones, I don't want to confuse you even more. So once I'm in the new time zone for me,